The last voice they never heard. No one noticed him at first. That was the strange part. In a world obsessed with loud people, trending faces, viral dances, and instant fame, Ethan Cross was invisible. Not because he was insignificant, but because he was quiet. And the quiet ones are always ignored, until it's too late. Ethan was 26, lived in a small rented room above a closed grocery store, and worked night shifts at a call center that barely paid enough to survive. Every night, he spoke to hundreds of strangers. Angry customers, frustrated voices, people shouting, complaining, demanding refunds. And every night, he listened. That was his curse. And later, his power. Ethan wasn't always invisible. As a child, he used to talk. A lot. He asked questions no one wanted to answer. Why do people smile when they are hurting? Why does Dad shout when he says he loves us? Why do teachers say, "Be yourself," but punish you for it? People didn't like those questions. So slowly, Ethan learned something dangerous. Silence keeps you safe. At age 11, when his father walked out without saying goodbye, Ethan didn't cry. At 13, when his mother stopped smiling and started working double shifts, Ethan didn't complain. At 16, when his best friend stopped talking to him because he was too boring, Ethan didn't chase. He just listened. And listening became his identity. One night, at exactly 2:17 a.m., a call came in. Ethan put on his headset like always. "Thank you for calling. How may I help you today?" Silence. Then, breathing. Slow, heavy, broken. Ethan waited. I don't think you can help," a woman finally said. Her voice trembled. Not angry, not rude, just tired. Ethan felt it immediately. That familiar ache in the chest. The sound of someone who had been strong for too long. "You can talk," he said softly. "I'm listening." That sentence changed everything. The woman's name was Lena. She didn't complain about bills or services. She talked about her life. A failed marriage. A son who stopped calling. Nights where she sat in her car just to avoid going home. Ethan wasn't supposed to listen. Company rules were strict. But he did. For 47 minutes. At the end of the call, Lena said something that echoed in his mind for days. "Thank you for hearing me. Not fixing, just hearing." The line disconnected. Ethan stared at the screen. And for the first time in years, he felt seen. After that night, something changed. Ethan stopped rushing calls. He slowed down his voice. He paid attention to the pauses, the sighs, the silence between words. And something strange started happening. People opened up. A truck driver admitted he hadn't spoken to his daughter in 10 years. A college student confessed she felt like a failure despite perfect grades. An old man cried because no one remembered his birthday. Ethan wasn't trained for this. But he was made for it. He started staying late, off the clock, listening, helping without advice, offering presence instead of solutions. He didn't record the calls. He didn't post about it. He just listened. And slowly, those invisible conversations began saving lives. Then came the call that broke him. The caller ID showed no name. "Hello," Ethan said. A young voice replied. Male, shaking. "I don't want to exist anymore." Ethan's heart stopped. Company protocol screamed in his head. Transfer the call. Alert authorities. Follow the script. But Ethan didn't read the script. He said, "Tell me why." The boy's name was Noah. 19. Dropped out of college. Parents disappointed. Social media full of smiling friends while he felt empty. "I scream online," Noah said. "But no one hears me." Ethan closed his eyes. "I hear you," he said. For an hour, Ethan listened. He talked Noah through the pain, the shame, the loneliness. At the end, Noah whispered, "Can I call again?" Ethan smiled. "Anytime." But Noah never did. The next morning, Ethan was called into the manager's office. He was fired. Emotional involvement, they said. Violation of protocol, they said. Unprofessional behavior, they said. Ethan walked out carrying a cardboard box and a hollow chest. That night, he checked the news. A 19-year-old boy, hospitalized after a suicide attempt. Name: Noah. Alive. Ethan sat on the floor and cried. Not from sadness. From relief. Unemployed. Broke. Alone. Ethan sat in his room staring at his phone. Hundreds of voices lived inside him. Stories no one had heard. Then he remembered Lena's words. Just hearing. He opened a basic recording app. No music. No fancy visuals. Just his voice. Hi. If you're listening to this, you're not alone. That was the first video. No face. No name. No branding. Just stories. Real ones. He told them anonymously. Changed details. Protected identities. But the emotions were raw. Honest. Painfully human. The first video got 27 views. The second got 112. The third, 3,000. Comments started appearing. I feel understood. This feels like therapy. I listened till the end without realizing. Please don't stop. Ethan named the channel, The Last Voice. One night, a video titled, I almost ended it at 2:17 a.m., exploded. No thumbnails screaming. No clickbait lies. Just truth. People shared it. Not for likes. For survival. Influencers reacted. Psychologists commented. Teachers played it in classrooms. Millions listened. Ethan never showed his face. He didn't need to. Because the story wasn't about him. It was about them. Months later, Ethan received an email. Short. Simple. Hi. You don't know me, but you saved my life. Noah. Ethan smiled through tears. The quiet boy who listened too much. Finally heard. If you're listening right now, and you feel invisible, and unheard, and tired of being strong, stay. Someone needs your voice, even if you don't know it yet.